Police storm an Australian cafe, freeing hostages after a 16-hour standoff. We'll have the dramatic video. But first, we start off with local breaking news this morning. A man is shot multiple times in a possible home invasion in North Wichita just after 9:30 this morning. KAKE's Mike Ewan is live at the scene of the shooting. Mike.
Yes, Jamel, as you said, this call came out as a home invasion shooting here in the 2400 block of North Shelton. At that house behind me here, this is near 21st and Arkansas, a quiet neighborhood. All of a sudden, gunshots ring out. Captain Brian White tells us what happened.
The suspects entered the home and shot a 19-year-old male inside the home. The victim has been transported to the hospital in a serious condition. Medical staff is working on him now.
Now, the suspects are described as a man and a woman who left in a white van. They ran out of the back of the house the same way they broke in. There was another woman and a small child, a 1-year-old child in the home. They were not hurt. Police don't know right now if the victim knew the people who shot him. They're trying to get that information. They're at the hospital right now, see if they can interview that victim. But again, he is in very serious condition after being shot several times in the stomach area. Right now, police canvassing the area, talking to neighbors. Crime scene unit is out here now, and they're trying to put the pieces together. We'll, of course, keep you updated on this story and other newscasts, in the case, of course, on Facebook and Twitter. We're live on North Shelton and West Wichita. Mike Ewan, KAKE News.
New details in a weekend shooting. 2 people are arrested in the shooting death of a 24-year-old man outside the Knights of Columbus Hall over the weekend. It happened during a private Christmas party in the 3200 block of West 13th Street North Saturday night. KAKE's Brian Ramsdale has the latest downtown. Brian.
Jamel, like you said, we do have more information about that shooting that happened at the Knights of Columbus. Here's what we know right now. A 24-year-old male was shot multiple times in his stomach, as well as a 21-year-old male. The 24-year-old male's name is Super Street Kataya. We don't know exactly what he was doing at the party. We're assuming he was actually there for the party. And here's what happened according to police. Police tell us that a car actually pulled up as these two were leaving the building. As they were leaving, words were exchanged between the people and the people in the car, and gunshots rang out from that car. Now then, there have been 2 people arrested on this case so far, 1 for murder and 1 for aiding. There is a 3rd suspect at large at this time. Police know who this person is. Now then, the 1st suspect died of multiple gunshot wounds to his stomach. He was pronounced dead at 11:40 at a local hospital. The 2nd victim in all of this was actually taken by a private car to St. Joe Hospital, where he's been taken now to a different hospital, and he remains in serious condition. He was also shot in his stomach. We're going to have more details on all of this coming up on KAKE News at 11:30.
Okay, thank you, Brian Ramsdale. We are also tracking breaking news out of Wellington now. Police say they are investigating a homicide there. More information on this is expected later today. We'll continue to follow this and have it on our social media pages and later KAKE newscasts. Police free hostages after a 16-hour standoff in an Australian cafe. KAKE's Gloria Balding has the latest on this.
The siege is over. That is the latest from Australian officials. The operation coming to an end in a hail of bullets. 16 hours after a man walked into a chocolate shop, police and tactical units swarmed the store they went in. After 5 or 6 hostages were seen running from the cafe. After the police moved in, 1 woman weeping was helped out by the officers, and at least 2 other people were wheeled out on stretchers. Incidents like this today in Sydney raise obvious concerns about something similar happening here in the U.S. Now, the alleged hostage taker is believed to be a self-styled Muslim cleric facing a string of violent charges, including sex charges. He made headlines last year when he pleaded guilty to sending angry, hateful letters to families of fallen Australian service members. We will, of course, continue to follow the story as new details come in.
9 families of people killed and 1 injured in the Newtown shootings file a lawsuit today against the makers of the gun used in the massacre. The lawsuit comes 2 years after the shooting. It claims that the Bushmaster AR-15 rifle should not have been made publicly available because it is a military weapon unsuited for civilian use. Bushmaster, a firearms distributor, and the gun store Where the gun was purchased are named in this suit.
Tracking severe weather right down to the neighborhood where you live. KAKE First Alert.
Most of the precipitation has ended around our state, but KAKE's Doppler HD here showing the precipitation continuing northeastern sections of our state, and we still have a little bit of snowfall off in the northwest. In fact, through northeastern portions of Colorado, the snow continues to fall, and we've had as much as 7 inches of snow south of Yuma there, but boy, when you get across the border, it tapers off quickly to more like about 2 inches in parts of extreme northwestern Kansas. Even less than that is once you get south and east of Colby and Goodland. Off in the northeast, we still got a couple of sprinkles, but they're pretty few and far between and rapidly exiting KAKE land, and I think the rest of us are done with any chance of precipitation. There's our Emprise Bank KAKE cam showing mostly cloudy skies around the state. We're at 41 degrees. Northwest winds gusting up over 30 miles per hour, so it feels more like 31 for a wind chill. It's 39 in Nudge, 37 in Salina. It's all 30s out west as well, but there's your wind chills. We even have a few teens in the northwestern part of our state. We're only going to inch up another couple of degrees as we get some breaks in the cloud cover up into the mid-40s for afternoon highs. We're going to get some sunshine back tomorrow, but I'm afraid temperatures are only heading downward most of this week. More forecast details in just a bit.
We have new information on a weather surprise in KAKE land. A rare December tornado touched down around 5:20 last evening. The first report was it was spotted 2 miles northeast of Harper. And take a look at some of the video of the tornado on the ground above 5 miles, about 5 miles from the town. Dark clouds covered the sky. We have no word of any damage or injuries, but several people who saw the tornado were surprised it happened this late in the year.
You usually see it during the summer months around here. It's pretty common down in this area. So, but it was a pretty good size.
December tornadoes are rare in Kansas, but they can happen. There have been 6 reported since records started being kept 58 years ago, so you can see just how rare they are. Parts of Kansas and Oklahoma are again rocked by a series of earthquakes. There were 10 in all on Sunday, and they all happened in northern Oklahoma. The strongest quake was a 4.3. That one hit around 3:15 Sunday morning near Cherokee. There were several smaller ones in that part of the state until a larger 4.0 near Pawnee in the afternoon. No damage was reported. And there is a Scrooge roaming around our Kansas City this morning. Our Kansas City police say someone is stealing Christmas decorations and breaking windows in the northeast area of town. It is not known if there are 1 or more suspects involved in this spree. If you have any information, call police. A suspect may be charged today with a shooting a police officer in suburban Kansas City. Omar Maria was arrested in Wyandotte County on a federal probation violation. He's accused of firing 7 times at a traffic stop, hitting police officer Jacob Baldwin in the face. The mayor of Pleasant Valley admits he's angry about what happened.
It's frustrating, the fact that it's allowed a felon who's a thug is allowed to carry a .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun, and he's obviously trained to do it.
There's no word this morning on Baldwin's condition. And if you are in trouble with the law in one Kansas town, today is your last chance to get out of it. The deadline is today to pay off your fines with cans of food. South Hutchinson has offered this food for fines deal for a month now. Every can of food presented at municipal court will knock $5 off a fine. There's a maximum $50 deduction per person as long as the cans aren't rusty or expired. Coming up, we continue to monitor a shooting that happened about an hour and a half ago in North Wichita. We'll go back live to the scene just ahead. And later, a new way to battle the bulge after having a baby. One new mom says it's the answer to weight loss.
Morning low temperatures, really just a couple of degrees colder than we are right now. Starting out today in the upper 30s to low 40s. 41 the morning low. 17 degrees colder right now than it was this time yesterday, obviously with this blast of cold air. But of course, it brought us some much needed moisture around the state. More shots at this moisture, it looks like, second half of the week. Your forecast coming up.
Thanks for making KAKE News your first choice for breaking news and weather. Now with the most accurate forecast in Kansas, here's KAKE First Alert meteorologist Ben Pringle.
Most of the snowfall has ended around KAKE land, but we still have a little bit of light snow through northeastern sections of the state, showing up on KAKE's Doppler HD. Here in the northeastern portions of Colorado, and boy, it's southwestern Yuma County that has really been hit the hardest with this particular storm system. We've pushed 7 inches, a couple of spots here, but once you get across the borders, closer to really 2 inches, parts of, Cheyenne County, Sherman County, and then Thomas County is more like just a trace. Here in the northeastern portions of our state, a little bit of patchy light rainfall that's really north and east of KAKE land. The rest of us are probably done with any chance of precipitation the rest of the day, even though we're pretty much socked in with clouds. 41 degrees here in Wichita. Got those northwest winds up over 30 miles per hour, so it feels more like 31 for a wind chill. 39 Hutch, 37 Salina and Hayes and Great Bend and in Garden City, struggling to reach the freezing mark this late hour of the morning in the northwest. And look at these northwest winds gusting to nearly 40 miles per hour. Wind chill index numbers in the teens in the northwest, 20s elsewhere. Again, feels like 31 here in Wichita. Cold air pushing as far south as Oklahoma City. They're at 47, 48 in Tulsa. We have 20s and 30s across Nebraska. Obvious to see where the storm system is there, at least the center of it, now moving out of northeastern portions of our state. Clearing skies now through parts of southwestern Kansas. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows the precipitation exiting our northeastern counties, probably remaining mostly cloudy here in the central part of the state, but I'm kind of hoping by 5 p.m., a break or two in the cloud cover for us here in south central Kansas. And I think overnight tonight we'll continue to have decreasing clouds. And with decreasing clouds and diminishing winds, I'm sure you can figure out that's going to make for a cold night as we drop off into the low to mid-20s for overnight lows. And for tomorrow, it looks like sunshine back, but increasing clouds already across western Kansas through the afternoon. Despite the additional sunshine here in central Kansas, probably going to be a couple degrees colder than today. Here in Wichita, we'll inch us up another degree or so, and then another couple of degrees by 3 p.m., then back down a few degrees by 5 p.m. as those gusty north winds continue. 42 for a high in Salina as well as Great Bend. Low 30s for highs in the northwestern part of our state. With the sunshine in the southwest, maybe as warm as the low to mid-40s for highs. For tonight, clearing skies statewide, diminishing winds, teens in the northwest, and it looks like 20s elsewhere for overnight lows. So the planner for south central Kansas, including Wichita and Hutchinson, shows us only in the low 40s the next couple of days. We're going to see some increasing clouds Wednesday. And what now looks like patchy light snow for Thursday into Friday as temperatures continue quite chilly through the week. Only upper 30s and low 40s for highs right on into the weekend. North central Kansas, Salina, Hayes, and Great Bend. Looks like you'll have highs only in the upper 30s Tuesday despite the sunshine. Then back to mostly cloudy skies by Wednesday afternoon. Your chance of snow looks light as well for Thursday and Friday. In the southwest, more of the same. Temperatures quite chilly throughout the week with highs only in the low 40s. Little patchy light snow looks like now for Thursday into Friday. And for the northwest, Goodland and Colby, temperatures only in the 30s all week long. I think you're done with any chance of precipitation for the most part today. Temperatures still in the 30s right through the finish of the week. Patchy light snowfall possible Friday. Still more chilly temperatures ahead for this weekend. Yeah, rain gauge winner for today, Karen Gage from Wichita. She says, need a rain gauge, KAKE First Alert rain gauge, so I can measure the rain all by myself. You may be having to measure snowfall by the time the week's over.
I know it, you're
Probably
right.
not too much expected, though, for now.
Okay, thank you, Ben. And here is the address to send it in. We are tracking some breaking news this morning of a murder investigation in Wellington. We want to go to the newsroom for more information on this.
We do know that Wellington Police Department is investigating a homicide. While there's not a lot of details as of yet, we do know that a 10-year-old is dead and that a 33-year-old woman is in custody. Now, we do know from police that this happened sometime before midnight. Once again, not a lot of details on this yet, but the police department is expected to release more information at 4 p.m. In the newsroom, Monica Castro, KAKE News.
And we'll have more on that as soon as we get it on that murder in Wellington. Coming out before you head to the post office to mail off that Christmas package, you may want to change your mind and do it later. We'll explain why. Stay with us. let me pull this up. So are these your parents, Kaylee?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Welcome, parents. I'm sure you're very proud of your daughter. Well, that's terrific. You know, I lived in Garden City for about a year. I worked at the little KUPK out there. Yeah, I worked there for a year right out of college. So that was about 20 years ago, but I like
came
her.
back up here.
Who did? I don't know that name. Was she at KSN? Okay, she might, yeah, because I was at our affiliate out there, but that's funny. Okay, let me get you pulled up here. Concerts for the Cause. Okay, the Concert for the Cause is coming up in Hutchinson. You can hear some great music and help to Kaylee Keller. Kaylee, can you count to 20 so he can get a mic check?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
okay,
13.
Perfect. And then James, your turn. Count to 20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, perfect. Now it's December 20th, right? At the
Yep.
Rusty Needle.
Yep.
I love that name. Starting at 7.
I always wondered how.
The Concerts for the Cause is coming up in Hutchinson, and you can hear some great music and help a great cause at the same time. Joining us now is Kaylee Keller and James Lowe. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
James, tell us when the Concerts for the Cause is.
Well, it's a basically what we've done with our summer events is we raise money for nonprofits, and we do winter events, and we raise money for nonprofits. This week it's going to be Reno County Food Bank. We did an event last year and raised a heck of a lot of money, so we're going to do it again.
Great. And you bring in musicians just like Kaylee here. She is from Garden City. Now, she graduated early from high school because she is pursuing her music career, and you are off to a great start. Let us know about your career, Kaylee.
So far, I have a song called Stand Up. It's available on iTunes and YouTube and Spotify, all music media. And I have some more projects coming up, which I needed to in school early for, so I can continue those. And you can keep in tuned on KayleeKeller.com, see the new events coming up, or just stuff about me.
And Kaylee, you sing country music.
I do.
That's your favorite?
Yes.
Well, you're a beautiful young lady, and you're talented. You're writing your own music.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the future is yours.
Thank you.
We're excited to hear her. And this is neat because you give people a chance to get out there and sing in front of the community. And
It
let
gets a
them hear
different audience than they're used to playing in front of. And with this event on Saturday, we're going to basically have 3 female musicians, 3 bar stools, 2 guitars, and just mix and match.
Love it. Love it.
They do it in Oklahoma all the time, so we figured we'd try it here in Kansas.
In Hutchinson, and people need to bring canned good food.
2 non-perishable items, or $5.
And the food will go to?
Food and money will go to the Reno County Food Bank.
Okay, and it's great for everyone. So where do people need to go and when?
Rusty Needle on Saturday, and if you've ever been to the fairgrounds, you know where the Rusty Needle is. It's right there by the fairgrounds.
Okay, well, thank you both for being here, and good luck, Kaylee. I'm excited to see your music, and come visit us in the future, okay?
I would love to. Thank you.
I knew her win, right? Okay, the Concert for the Cause is in Hutchinson on December 20th at the Rusty Needle, starting at 7 o'clock. The food donations will go to the Reno County Food Bank. Coming up, as kids grow into teenagers, they can get an attitude. We'll show you how to crack down on their bad mood. And next, today is one day you may want to stay away from the post office. We'll tell you why when we come back. And don't forget that KAKE News is on Facebook. You can like our page for the latest breaking news and updates. We are tracking some breaking news of a shooting in North Wichita. We'll have the very latest on that. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. I 10-year-old, huh? Hey, thank you. Take care. Keep in touch with me, James, and we'll get you back on. Bye, Kaylee. Good luck.
Good thing I only had... What? Yeah, I guess so. But I'll go downstairs to do for the 11:30.
I'm glad I got here before the rest.
I look in there and there's a line about 10 people long. I just go.
I'm glad I got here before the rest.
I look in there and there's a line about 10 people long. I just go to the grocery store and mail them. It's a lot simpler.
Okay, so you are talking about the murder now, and I'm just reading your... Oh, she is?
I thought I was going to go downstairs in the newsroom. I think that's what Ellen told me. Yeah. But I don't... Do you know if I have to do post office again for 11:30?
Be a day you want to avoid the post office if you can. KAKE's Monica Castro is here with the details on that. Monica.
Jamal, with just 10 days until Christmas, if you plan on going to the post office today, you are most likely going to encounter a long line. That's because the post office expects today to be the busiest mailing day of the year. Postal workers nationwide expect to process about 640 million pieces of mail today. That's about 2 items for every U.S. citizen. And it's more than 100 million more than an average day. This is the deadline day for sending letters and small packages by standard post if you want them to arrive by the 25th. Now, I talked to people heading to the post office today about their experience. This is what they had to say.
I'm glad I got here before the rest.
I look in there and there's a line about 10 people long. I just go to the grocery store and mail them. It's a lot simpler.
Now, if you can't make it to the post office today, you can still send holiday items by priority mail until next Saturday, the 20th. Jamel?
More than a dozen people are hurt while looking at Christmas light displays in Los Angeles. An alleged DUI driver crashed into 2 parked cars and a group of people looking at the lights. 11 people were transported to local hospitals, and 4 were listed in critical condition. The driver was arrested. And now for a KAKE Health Alert. If you want to be part of government health insurance in January, you have to enroll by the end of the day. New customers have to choose health coverage to avoid a fine. Critics in Kansas have said many people can only choose from 2 plans. Incoming Insurance Commissioner Ken Seltzer hopes to change that. He says he's confident he can attract more companies. Coming up, don't let the holiday stress get you down. There are ways you can beat it without giving up your favorite tradition. And next, is your child giving you attitude as they go through their tweenage years? We'll show you how to handle some of these challenging times just ahead. Good morning, everyone. Glad you're joining us on this Monday morning. It is 11:28, 41 degrees out there, a cloudy morning. It is Mommy Monday, and we want to look at topics that are important to you as parents, as moms and dads. And today, how to deal with we'll call it tween-age attitude. It could be teenage attitude, too. You know, when your daughter rolls her eyes or your son's obnoxious attitude? Well, here's some help from Scholastic.com. Figure out what's behind it. If your child had a fight with a friend or is doing poorly in school, a flippant "so what" tone may conceal fear or anxiety. And if she hears you or a spouse speak rudely to others, she'll copy that behavior. Target one attitude at a time. Do you bristle at his fresh mouth or sense of entitlement? Are you most offended by her barely under-the-breath remarks? Well, there may be several things you wish would disappear instantly. Focus on one at a time. Nurture the attitude you want to see. Once you've targeted the offensive attitude, zero in on what you'd like to see said. For instance, an insensitive child needs to be caring and empathetic. The non-compliant child can learn to be respectful and dependable. The demanding child should be considerate. If you have a topic you would like to discuss in Mommy Monday, you can email me, tweet me, whatever works best for you. And how are you doing in dealing with the stresses of December? Are you feeling it? The tension can rise at times. But our Mom's Minute has advice for keeping things